I didn't get into it. And so I'm not allowed to keep it. These are the rules. Just not give what needed to be gave. I do not keep books unless they are emotionally attached to me or I am going to reread them at one point in life. So I like the option of rereading, but if I'm not going to reread, they won't stay. Hey, hello team. My name is Monique. Welcome back to the Cauldron and another unhaul. In case you didn't know, this is Bookwitch, my channel, and yes, I'm Monique, and I haul books like my life depended on it. I never used to. That's a lie. I did for a long time, and then I stopped. And then I came back once I had, like, you know, a regular job in space. And now we are moving. And I will most likely do some more unhauling as we are moving. But I also thought that I would just generally unhaul some books that have just been staring at me for a while. And there are different reasons why I'm unhauling them. I don't know if I'm going to go into specifics about each book, about what they're about, but I will tell you why I am unhauling them, and if I want to talk about the book then I can, because otherwise we're going to sit here for a while. I don't actually know how many there are here, but we can have a running little tally down the bottom if I can be bothered, or I will just tell you at the end. But let's just start. I have split these into some sections. Mainly it is books that I have not read yet and most likely never will, and books that I have read that I'm just getting rid of for reasons. Let's go. So first off, we have a couple of books that I am unhauling because of the author. I don't always do this. It depends on the book. Sometimes I just don't support that author anymore. And sometimes I have books on my TBR where I'm like, do I really want to read that? One of them is Craft by Gabriella Herstick. This is like a little witchy how-to guide. I actually DNF'd this one because it's just a little bit culturally appropriative. She talks about closed practices and then immediately afterwards just tell you that you can do whatever you want. And once I've looked some more into it, it does look like a lot of the information that she gives in here is very, like, can you be misogynist as a woman? Possibly. I don't know. It's just not a book that I want to read or really support, so it's going out. Next, we have a book that I was actually super excited about reading because I'd heard really good things about it, and then I heard that the author is a sexual predator. So, you know, no. So this is Steel Crow Saga by Paul Kruger, and I've just heard good things about the inside, which means that it has survived a couple of unhaul projects, because I was like, well, by the time that I knew that maybe he wasn't the best person in the entire world, then I'd already bought it. So I was like, well, I could just read it, and it's just like, I want to read it, but I'm not going to. Then we have The Binding and the Betrayals by Bridget Collins. Bridget Collins has been liking a whole lot of TERF Twitter things and just generally apparently supporting this whole TERF shitty stuff, and really sad because both of these are fucking stunning. And I did enjoy The Binding, even though there is like quite intense sexual assault in there that I wasn't prepared for, but the book itself is stunning. That's a problem for me. And The Betrayals I had heard was sort of like dark academia, but the more that I've heard about it review wise, it just seems a bit no. So stunning, Goldsboro edition, just gonna go out. I'm gonna try and sell them, and then yeah, no thank you. Next we have another couple of books that I'm not gonna read them. Like, this is not gonna happen. So the first one is one that has survived several unhaul projects, and it is I Hope You Get This Message by Farah Nasr-Rashid, and it's a sort of sci-fi modern multi-POV YA, I think, about the world ending. And I know that there's queer rep in here, and I was like, okay, I've been keeping it because I keep wanting to read it, and it's just not gonna happen. So I also need to stop saying it's just not gonna happen, because that's why they're being unhauled. We have another one that was actually a gift from a friend, and I've heard very good things about it, and I'm never gonna read it. This is Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardino Evaristo, which is, you know, like the Booker Prize. It's meant to be amazing. It's about multiple generations. I've heard amazing things, and I am never going to read it because I have fantasy in spades that I'd rather read. Next, we have Where the Crawdad Sings by Delilah Owens, which is also, you know, like one of those big prize books. I bought this downstairs for 99p, and it's just gonna go straight back downstairs because I am not going to read it. And if I do, I'm just gonna have to borrow it from the library. We have Touch by Claire North, which I believe is like a thriller about a girl who touched people and then she takes over their body, and it sounded interesting and I got it from work and I'm never going to read it. Then we have a couple of odd little old books from downstairs as well. This is Kate and Emma by Monica Dickens and Mayhem in Greece by Dennis Wheatley. I'm never going to read these. I don't know why I bought them. I did. I believe that they're like collections of story time. Then we have Mort by Terry Pratchett, which I picked up on a whim because I was like, I should read some Terry Pratchett. And I most likely will. It just won't be this one immediately. I could just. Then we have another DNF. And it is Once Upon a Burning Throne by Ashok K. Banker, which I actually recently tried and read and DNF'd, and I'm really sad about it because it's the perfect amount of floppy paperback that I love. It's a full adult fantasy that is already out. It's inspired by Indian epics, and I just could not get into it. It's really deeply dive fantasy, which I normally adore, but this time it was diving into the wrong things for me and sort of focusing on that, and I didn't get into it, and so I'm not allowed to keep it. These are the rules. Next we are going into books that I read, and most of them were fine, I think. First up, we actually got an art copy that I got from my good friend Jack. This is Witches Steeped in Gold by Ciaran Smart, which was a book that I was highly anticipating, and it just went nowhere for me. Like, it had some really great characters, it had some really interesting world building, it's a Jamaican inspired fantasy, and I just, like, the ending fell short for me, and I just, no, it did not matter to me at all. We have another book that I was really excited about, and it is The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna, which is a YA fantasy about a girl who has golden blood, and so she gets sort of talked into being part of this special militia, and I was just expecting so much from this, and it just gave me none of the things that I was excited about. It's really like youthfully written, it's very like telly instead of showing you, and it did not do it for me, so out you go. Then we have The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. I did debate whether to keep this because I actually did enjoy it, but it's a book that I don't think I'm ever going to read again, and it's sort of like a western set fantasy. I don't know, are you gonna go out? Maybe it's going out. It might stay because it's also queer and now it's kind of cute. Next we have The Bone Dragon by Alexia Casal, which is like a thrillery weird YA that I've had for a very long time, and I keep meaning to reread it, and I just don't think it's going to happen. I've had it since 2014, so that's 8 years. It's a while. I've had it a while. I'm not going to read it again, so out you go. Next we have Furthermore by Tahira Murphy, which is a middle grade about a girl who is completely colorless in a country full of colors. I enjoyed it. It was fine. Not going to read it again. Then we have Remote Control by Nadia Corfo, which I also enjoyed. This is like a weirdly set sci-fi about a girl who kills everything that she touches, sort of, maybe. And it's an interesting setting. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it, and I won't reread it. Next we have Fireborn by Rosaria Munda, which was another book that I was really anticipating, and it just does not give what needed to be gave. I'm TikTok person, okay? So yeah, it was okay. It was average for me. Next we have Forest of Soul by Laurie M. Lee, which was another book that I was really excited for. It ended up being an okay read. I wasn't super interested. There is a part of me that's like, oh, I could keep it because I did enjoy bits, and I might read the second one, so maybe keep. This is my problem with doing these videos, is that some of them I'm like, ooh, maybe keep, and then I'm like, no, maybe not, and then I'm like, but maybe. Okay, then we have Sen Cho's The Order of the Pure Moon Reflected in Water, which I read in December last year. It was fine. I didn't particularly love it. I did love Blackwater Sister by Centro though, and this was like fine. Also, just a reminder, me talking about unhauling these books doesn't mean that I necessarily dislike them. It doesn't mean that I say that if you like them that you are a bad person, so please do not come for me, because I am soft and gentle and peachy. Then we have Elysium Girls by Kate Pentecost, which is like a an apocalyptic western almost, about a girl who is trying to save this bargain between the good and evil. I don't really know how to explain it. I was really excited about it, and it was fine, but I won't read it again. This cover though, how cool is this cover? Then we have a book that has survived many unhauls just because of how pretty it is, and it is The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. This is the very beautiful Illumicrate edition with this stunning foiling, and I just thought this was an average book, and it's a Les Mis retelling, and it missed some things for me, and I'm never going to reread it, and I've just been keeping it because it's so pretty, and I'm just like, you should not keep it for those reasons. Next we have another Illumicrate edition. This is The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Daniel Page. This is a sort of contemporary fantasy about a girl that finds out she's a witch, and it's like a witchy sorority, which is really exciting. I did enjoy bits of this, but then there were other bits where I was like, don't know. I'm never going to reread it, so nah. We have Law by Alexandra Bracken. This is another one where I actually did enjoy big bits of it, but in the end it's just sort of let me down a little bit, like a lot of YA does, because I feel like the ending is too rushed for me, and it makes me really annoyed. So even though I might have really enjoyed the beginning of the book, if the ending is annoying, then I will get annoyed about it, and then I most likely will never reread, and I won't reread this even though it is very pretty. Next we have Goddess in the Machine by Laura Beth Johnson. I actually really did enjoy this one. It has a very interesting sort of view of like sci-fi and like a forward facing and like language. I didn't explain that very well. I did actually really enjoy this one. It has some really beautiful edges. Ooh, I might actually keep this one. I'm lying. Am I lying? Am I getting rid of this? I don't know. Debating. It might survive another unhaul. To be unhauled another day. And then we just have a couple of copies that I already have books of, and I have in the later couple of years, as I've become more collectory, don't have a problem at all with having multiple copies of books that I really love, because I'm supporting the author and I get pretty books and we don't care about that. But there is some books where I'm like, I like the book and I'm happy to have it in a beautiful edition, but I don't actually need to have two of them. One of those is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which is very well known in the book talk and booktube community. I did enjoy this. I did not love it nearly as much as I loved Circe, but I did recently get a very beautiful Illumicrate set of Circe and The Song of Achilles, and I just don't need to keep a hold of this so someone else can enjoy it. It's a very beautiful Forbidden Planet edition of Wee Swab's The Forbidden Life of Addie LaRue, which I really loved, but I do have the Illumicrate edition as well, and though this is stunning, has really beautiful blue edges, and I did think about keeping it because I do love this. I am a little bit like, no, I really enjoyed Addie LaRue. I'll nearly go too far as to say that I actually loved it. Am I getting rid of this? That's my problem. Maybe. We have the book that I hate more than anything in the Sarah J Maas universe. I don't think I have a book that I dislike more. Akatar is also not my favorite, but I do enjoy it. I have very beautiful editions, hardback. I do still have some of the paperbacks hidden that I may or may not get rid of in my next unhaul. But this is A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J Maas, and I wish it didn't exist. Then I have a beautiful Illumicrate edition of these. Many of those I have. This is Empire of the Vampire by J. Christoph. This is the stunning Waterstones edition with black edges. It is also signed. I enjoyed this one. It's very adult, but I don't know if I need two editions of it really, so getting rid of this one. And then finally I have a regular edition of The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed, which I really love. This is so good, and that is why I'm giving it on, so that someone else can really enjoy it. I have a stunning edition of it already, and I'm just super excited about what else this author comes out with. I found a couple of extras. So we have the full Winter Night trilogy by Catherine Arden, because I just got a very beautiful Fairy Loot set and I enjoy these and I want to share them with other people. So this is The Bear and the Nightingale, The Girl in the Tower, and The Winter of the Witch. The Winter of the Witch is my favorite of the three. This is a Russian-inspired magical realism story about this young girl that we follow from girlhood to adulthood, and it's a really well written and beautiful and very character-driven. So if you're not into that sort of slower pace, then this might not be for you. But it's very good, and I hope someone else will love them. We also have 2 out of 3 of his Dark Materials. I do have Subtle Knife hidden somewhere. This is the Northern Lights and the Amber Spyglass. I just can't find it right now, but I have them in hardback in Danish, which are my original editions that I love more than life. And then my girlfriend very cutely got me a omnibus, which is like a collection of all three that I love, with little illustrations in it. And I did think about keeping these for tabbing, but I might just lend them on so that someone else can enjoy them. We have a book that I literally finished yesterday, and it will not be staying, and this is Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power, which is this thriller horror book about a young girl who sort of just wants to know where she comes from, and her mother hasn't let her know really ever, and now she finds out, but she finds out in a different way than she thought. And I enjoyed it. It was did I enjoy it? I enjoyed bits. It was fine. I won't keep it. That takes us to 36. Yay me. Plus minus 3 or 4. I'm debating those. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little unhaul. I've obviously continued to haul all of the other things, but I'm hoping to do another one of these unhauls as we move, hopefully in April. But we shall see. And then I hope you guys have had a good day. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself, and I hope that you remember that I am proud of you. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, hit subscribe button at the same time so you don't miss out on any other videos from me. You can also click the little bell, which gives you a notification when I put up a new video. I know it's not regularly lately, but I am trying to find my way back. And if not, then you just get occasional fun from this face. And then please remember that this is just the way that I like to spend my money. You can spend your money however you would like to, and then just have fun. It's reading. It's meant to be fun. I'll see you soon.